And so today, our focus is really going to be centered around setting goals for the new year. I feel like sometimes it can be really challenging to the goals realistically and look at all of the numbers. It's challenging. So ultimately, what I want to do is try to simplify that for you guys and really walk you through what we would recommend looking at, and then what we would also say how you would set goals realistically. So we're going to look at the Amazon stats, what we would recommend that you guys look at, goal setting, how do we set those goals, what are the 2025 trends and opportunities out there, and then I also have a little sample roadmap, if you will, talking through here's how we would recommend setting a goal specifically. So what stats do we recommend that you guys look at? On the non-PPC numbers, so this would be like in reference to listing numbers, your promotions, different things like that. So I would suggest looking at your conversion rates. That's going to be located under business reports. I would suggest looking at your sales velocity. Again, that's going to be under business reports. I would look at the number of reviews each listing has. That's going to be on each individual listing. I would look at your seller feedback. That's going to be located in performance. And then I would also look at your IPI, which is your inventory performance index. That's going to be located in your FBA inventory dashboard. So I highly recommend looking at all these numbers and writing them down. Now, obviously, if anyone listening has been on Amazon for longer than a year, this is going to be a little bit easier because you could just compare the previous year of 2023 to 2024. For those of you guys that are new, it's a little bit more challenging, right? Because you don't have anything to compare it to. Maybe you're brand new to Amazon or whatever the case might be. So what I would suggest is let's write it down, and then we will talk about what can we compare it to, or how can we really set these goals. So those are the non-PPC numbers. And then the PPC numbers, these are all going to be located in your campaign manager. I would look at your 2024 ad spend. I would break it up by month, your ACoS/ROAS per month, your click-through rate, and then your search term report. Now, I will tell you guys that PPC, it is a little bit more challenging to go back and get stats. Amazon, basically, after 90 days, the view does drastically change. So I would suggest throughout the year that you're grabbing this information, and I would store it internally just so you have it for your record. For sure, you guys can go back and get the ad spend and the ACoS, and I believe the click-through rate as well, but I do not believe you can go back on the search term reports. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, is I believe at the search term reports, 90 days, it does stop and you can't go back any further. Then additionally, other stats to look up would be your brand analytics. For those of you that are brand registered, you should be looking at your brand analytics. There's a lot of different information in there, whether it's your demographic, frequently bought together products, a bunch of different information is in there. And I would recommend going through that as well. That can, if anything, stir up some blanking here on the proper way to put it, but it could really stir up some creativity, if you will. That brand analytics, that's going to be located under brands in Seller Central. And then I would recommend, if you guys have it, looking up Jungle Scout and Helium 10 Port. So this would be helpful, especially if you guys are new. Maybe you haven't been on Amazon for a while. So if you are new, you could basically compare your listing to other competitors, right? So you can see, okay, their monthly sales are X, they have this many reviews. You can more compare and contrast that way, which would be really helpful. You would have to invest, though, in Jungle Scout. That's the only bummer there, is it would be the choice. And then secondly, just identifying specific days and timeframes where sales were higher or at their highest and their lowest. That's obviously just important to note, so you can plan inventory accordingly this year. But then also, for example, let's say winter is a slower time for you. Perhaps that means that we need to budget in maybe some extra promotions to try to get more clicks to your listing and different things like that. So it is important to keep that in mind, because obviously what could happen next year, but also it could show areas where maybe we can improve. We need to put more attention on the listings during this month or whatever the case might be. So those are the numbers that we would recommend looking at. Obviously, there's a lot of numbers in Amazon. So if there's other ones that spark your personal interest with COGS, obviously there's Amazon fees involved here as well. So you could always look at those too, so that you could start putting that into your cost of goods. Now, in terms of setting goals, the first thing I would recommend doing is identifying performance gaps. So compare your current metrics against industry benchmarks and your own historical performance. So pinpointing specific areas where you're underperforming and use these as the foundation for targeted improvement goals. We always recommend setting SMART, Amazon-specific objectives. So create goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. I feel like I'm back in college. That was definitely talked about a lot. So for example, increase conversion rate from 8% to 12% by Q2 2025, or reduce aid costs from 25% to 18% within 6 months. You can see that both of those examples are specific, they're measurable, achievable, relevant, and there is a time on them, okay? So super important that you are doing that. That is going to make achieving your goals a lot easier if you break them down in that way. We recommend developing tactical improvement strategies. So for each performance metric, create a detailed action plan. If your conversion rate is low, develop strategies like enhancing product listings, or if the aid cost is too high, put together a plan to improve your ads conversions. Sorry guys, I'm pushing through with my voice so you can drink a lot of water. Prioritize high impact metrics. So focus on goals that will have the most significant financial and operational impact. So typically, this means prioritizing conversion rates, advertising efficiency, and of course, customer satisfaction indicators as well. So those are it's obviously a broad way of putting it, but historically, that's what we have seen packed the biggest punch, if you will. Create incremental milestone tracking. So break down your larger annual goals into quarterly and monthly targets. This will allow for regular performance assessment and enables quick pivots if strategies aren't producing desired results, right? Obviously, a year is a long time. It's way easier if you guys break those down into smaller increments so you can focus on them a lot more. Align goals with broader business growth. So ensure your Amazon-specific goals connect to your overall business strategy, whether that's expanding your product line, improving profitability, or entering new market segments. It's important that it's not going against what your goals are for the business, right? So if your goal is to maybe sell your business one day, you want to make sure that those goals go towards that, right? Or maybe it's you want to expand your catalog into new types of products. Your goals, they should align with that as well. So yes, Amazon goals are important, but we need to make sure that they align with your business goals in general. 2025 trends and opportunities. So this is just a general way of looking at it, but obviously there's a lot of trends and opportunities coming with the new year. So AI and a personalization wave. Obviously AI is everywhere. It is massive, continues to grow every single day. So we recommend leveraging machine learning for hyper-targeted product recommendations and increasing sophisticated customer experience strategies. Additionally, staying up to date on Amazon's AI Rufus as it picks up steam. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen this. I know I've talked about it briefly in a few roundtables, but there is now Amazon's AI Rufus, which is basically a shopping assistant located on the app and on the desktop as well, where basically you can ask Rufus, hey, I want to improve my skincare. What products would you recommend? And it'll produce products based off of AI. That's why it's just super important to just stay up to date with everything AI has to offer, because Amazon, this has always been in the works, but I believe it was in the last 6 months that it was rolled out to the general public and not just in beta. Multi-channel integration acceleration. So seamlessly connecting Amazon sales with social media platforms, direct-to-consumer websites, and emerging digital marketplaces to create a comprehensive brand ecosystem. We don't want any of our brands to be put all their eggs in the Amazon basket, if you will. We do recommend that everybody branches out and make sure that they are expanding into these different arenas. I do think that is super important. And I think obviously Amazon, as it becomes more competitive, it's so important to make sure you're still putting time and attention into these other areas. Emerging market expansion. So strategically explore growth in international Amazon marketplaces, particularly in rapidly developing economic regions like India, Asia, parts of Latin America. So just keeping up with that. Where is Amazon growing and where also does it make sense for your products, right? So that's definitely important. Enhanced video and interactive content. So throughout this entire year, Amazon has invested heavily into their content and making it more interactive. So just making sure you invest in high quality product videos, making sure that your product reviews look good, and making an immersive shopping experience and differentiating your listing. So for example, premium A+ content is a tool, right? And we want to make sure that if we are eligible, we are rolling that out. But if we're not eligible, we work towards that eligibility. So premium A+ content is an easy example, but there are so many out there on Amazon, and it's important that we're keeping up with those and implementing them across the board. And then niche market specialization. So focusing on develop high specialized products lines that cater to specific customer communities rather than competing in oversaturated general categories. This is something we really stress when we're doing product research is you don't want to create something that's already there. You want to make something that is at least specialized, or there's something about it that's a little bit different that stands out. So that's just super important and something to keep in mind with these opportunities. Now, here is an example of a roadmap that we put together for you guys. So let's say your conversion rate is not where you want it. You go through those stats and it's not where you want it to be, whether that's because the previous year your percentage was higher, or perhaps, you're part of a mastermind group and you heard that people in your space, maybe their conversion rate is 5% higher than yours. What's possible? So let's just say you have determined, I'm going to work on my conversion rate this year. So let's say your current conversion rate on your listing is 8%, and the goal for 2025 is to get it to 12 to 15%. So root cause analysis, product image quality, possibly listing copywriting, price competitiveness, product variations, customer reviews. Maybe these are some issues, right? It's just really a brainstorm, if you will, that you'll go through. Then the goal setting, you want it to be smart, right? Target a conversion rate of 12% by quarter 2, 2025. By Q1, we want to have this down up to 10%. And by Q2, we want to reach 12%. So making that a measurable goal, but also making it a realistic goal that we can get to. Tactical improvement strategies. So listing out, how can I change this? How can I reach my goal? Professional product photography, A+ content optimization, a price analysis, split testing, updating the listing copy to address customer reviews. Those are examples of strategies that are head on addressing this conversion problem. And again, this is just an example, but I think it's a pretty good one that you guys can mimic for your goals specifically. And then tracking and accountability, monthly conversion rate review. So one thing with conversion rate is I do think it is important to give changes time. So for example, if you're going to update maybe your title or your main image, whatever, we don't want to just have it be there for 3 days and let's say my conversion rate did not improve. It must be that this title does not work. That's not the case, right? We want to make sure we're comparing apples to apples. So I would always recommend making sure you give testing time. If you guys have, again, if we're using A/B experiments as an example, there is that as a tool in Amazon where you can give Amazon 2, for example, titles, and they will show of your customers one title, the other. And that's a very apples to apples comparison where you don't have to stress that possibly you're having skewed data, right? Anyway, I don't know how I got to that point, but basically give yourself time to track these. We don't want to rush these. So make sure your tracking matches with the changes you're making. Monthly strategy adjustments. So again, going through maybe a brainstorm every single month. Okay, how can I continue to work on my conversion rate? What can I do to make that happen? And then finally, assigning specific team responsibilities. So if you guys have other team members, let's say you have a graphic designer, Talk to them about these struggles, right? Tell them, hey, our conversion rate isn't doing well. You're a graphic designer. This is your specialty. What would you recommend, right? Or obviously, you guys on this call, you work with us here at TurnKey, right? So talking about your concerns, and we can brainstorm together. How can we work on this, right? So making sure you're working with the team that you have at hand and making sure they are aligned with your specific goals.